Welcome, Divine One, Divine Friend, Beloved, Soul Member, Soul Friend, to another timeless reading. We have several new additions today. And this reading will be very multifaceted and multicolored. My intentions are for it to feel expansive and synesthetic. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Hand on heart. Breathing in spirit. I'm calling in infinite spirit to this reading. May infinite spirit guide us to our highest potential in the here and now. And with that, we will begin. Let us start with a new energy. I believe this deck here is known as the Phantasma deck. It has beautiful illustrations. And our first draw we have love. So you are in the energies of love right now. And if you're not feeling it yet, then you very soon will be. The energy of love wants to make its way right into your heart center and open it up. Clear away the cobwebs and allow your spirit to be invigorated with light once again. I often see light and love as the same thing. They are very similar to each other. This love that wants to make its way to you can come in the form of an outward self, a partner, so to speak. And if so, this love might look just like this fond love that we see here between this couple. Whimsical it is. This is the kind of love that has no end to its abundance. It is ripe with magic. It is palpable. And I feel as though it is so divinely aligned. For we see even the animals seem to be joining in to help nourish and foster this love. They seem to be entangled in and entranced by the miraculous energies that this center couple is creating. Beautiful, wondrous. This is a joyous time for you. A very joyous time, full of growth, ripe with opportunity. This is some yummy, yummy energy. Now, let us get a draw from another new deck. This deck here. This deck is inspired by some form of cowboys and aliens, it seems. It seems to have Spanish influence. And I'm very curious to see what qualia it brings about. What energetic frequency its messages bring. Beautiful card back. We have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands. So this is the fastest horse, if you weren't already aware. I'm drawn to this little pocket goblin, gnome, imp that is in between the horse rider and the horse. I find that very curious indeed. If we were to interpret this card without the imp, I would say that you are in prime energies to make something happen, and for that something to happen quick. The wands are like magic. They are the creative force. You could also reconcile them with the element of fire, for that is the element to which wands are most closely linked. And so this is the creative, passionate force. A lot of passion wants to come and make its way to you. Now, this could be passion that is channeled through love. Love of another, or simply this agape love, this spreading of pure angelic frequencies from the heart to the world. Or best of both worlds, could be a combination of both. And so I see this as reinforcing this. You are ignited right now. You are ignited with potent, powerful energies. You are truly juicy right now. That you are just ready to make big shifts. Now, throwing the imp in here could change the interpretation. This knight is taking his horse through a densely packed forest or wood. And the imp being in between seems as though almost like a golem figure, if you're familiar, leading the way to some darker territory. So perhaps you find yourself drawn to shadow work or the darker realms for some reason or another. There's this pull I'm feeling for you. Perhaps you're feeling your ego wanting to charge forward into some divisive game. Maybe of your making, but it almost seems it's more of an outside force. But somehow you are attracted to this energy. And so this imp seems to be leading you this way. Now, this could be for your greater good. And in fact, all things are for your greater good. But it might temporarily be an experience that leads to scary, illusory, disappointing results that may feel heavy. So that's the interpretation that I see. Oops. With the imp. Now the card just fell to the ground. So that seems to reinforce the interpretation. This is underworld energy, this interpretation. So perhaps some of this passion that you're feeling is some underworld energy that needs to be transmuted. And perhaps this knight, who seems very cool, seems very collected with themselves, very put together. Perhaps they know exactly what they're doing. Perhaps they're heading towards their demons once and for all. And perhaps this imp thinks that they are outsmarting this knight, playing a little wily trick on them. But perhaps the knight is so rooted in their divine energy and divine mission that, in fact, the knight is doing circles around the imp. If you take my meaning. So, this could resonate with you in some shape or form. clearly there is passion and a lot of backing behind your interests at the moment. So I feel as though any form of energetic movement that you decide to spark, that you decide to move through, is going to be successful for you. And now the way I'm reading this card is I'm taking into account our previous card, and I'm seeing it as you have two gateways before you. It's a quantum flux in the maze of the quantum field of your narrative storyline for this human lifetime. In one world, in one storyline that you may choose to direct this influx of energy that you are getting into a relationship or into your passions, into what feels good, and it will be very fruitful for you. On the other hand, you can choose to take the hard road and endeavor to dig deep into the depths of your soul, the darkest places, with a courage that is unrivaled. And your passion and your willpower will be second to none in this endeavor. You will be backed divinely by the Infinite One on this mission, and it will succeed. You will remove ancestral baggage. You will disintegrate past life trauma if you choose to go this route. And so I see it as really a decision of where you'd like to direct your energies. You have potent, powerful, divinely backed energy surging through you and into you at this time period. And you get to choose how you spend it. Neither option is wrong. It's completely up to you. And even, perhaps, there is an argument that both options can be taken. Now, this might, I meant to say might, but I also said may, and it came out as mate, which is interesting. Mate. Maybe your mate. But what I mean to say is this might be only for the 0.0001% of you who can make this both and scenario work. It might be a very, very, very rare percentage of you. So only you can know if this is you to take this option. And I would say for most of you, it's either one option or it's the other. But don't let me limit you. You know in your heart what is true. So listen to that. Next, let us get our message. I made a mistake. This is the Cowboys and Aliens deck. The Spanish and or Mexican Cowboys and Aliens deck. This deck was a Brouwer tarot deck. Now we are on to this beautiful, colorful, vibrant Cowboys and Aliens deck. All right, excited to hear what this one's about. And there goes our card, ready to be seen by us. Take a look at this. We have the Two of Pentacles, an alien juggling, jostling two alien-like spherical substances. Could they be cacti? Alien cacti? Could they be alien lotuses? Who knows? We clearly also see one UFO, two UFOs. There are two UFOs, two alien objects, one alien. In lotus position, mind you, atop a plateau stump in the desert. We see the cacti in the desert here. So here we are, weighing our options, material options, that is. And so yes, you may have material opportunities coming at you. You may have two most prominent ones. Perhaps these are likened to these previous cards that we just looked at. There could be a relationship offer on deck, and another offer, a more spiritual, inward, sacred insight journey offer. Now, this seems to potentially contradict the nature of a Pentacles card, since Pentacles is about material, the earthly realm, the realm that matters, quote unquote, matters. I think the spiritual realm is the one that matters, by the way. But considering that this is an alien and we're in the desert and the alien's in lotus position, it seems pretty spiritual to me. This seems like a vortex site, wherever this alien is. So I would not be at all surprised if the card's meaning is fundamentally changed because of the nature of what this card is depicting. So I very much think that it refers to these two offers that we were just discussing. So you have one which is of the emotional field, that's of water energies, right? That is the relationship that is on offer. Then we have the insight journey, which is of the soul. This is of ether, the fifth element, many say. So you could delve into ether, which would also involve all the elements, potentially. Going on a journey inward, this quest to dig up the dark wounds that have been harbored and to mend them. Now, we can also interpret this card a little differently. We can take this card more literally. Perhaps there is a very literal place in the earthly realm that you're afraid to go to, a deep and dark place that is very much a direct representation of your greatest fears, your demons. It could even be a conversation that you're afraid of having, some confrontation with your own darkness. Oftentimes, we have two ways to move through our darkness. One way is through spiritual inquiry and to let ourselves bear witness to the raw energies that come up when we are deep in meditation. Or we can work through our energies karmically, or through the storyline of our life in the earth realm. And that is an equally viable option to work through your energies. So, you may also have two options when it comes to this card. Going in meditatively through self-inquiry to work through these karmic wounds, or to work through them in a very active way through a confrontation, a change of life path, a new habit, or whatever you feel is calling to you. Only you can know. Next, let's get our message from Sci-Fi Realm. See? Sci-Fi Tarot. What does the Sci-Fi Realm have to say about this matter? Take a look at this. You are a rare one, my friend. Sci-Fi Tarot Temperance, Major Arcana. Finding life's balance. I like how they made her a cyborg. It is very interesting. And you can also say that the womanly, wooing, attractive energies are a polar opposite to the very industrial, tech-focused, sci-fi, futuristic technology energy that is her cyborg self. And so I almost see that as heart versus mind. Heart being the womanly, emotional side of this person, and mine being the cold, uncaring, almost Terminator-like robotic side, calculating and controlling. And so you are meant to find a balance between all extremes. Perhaps it might even be these two extremes. You could say you need to find a balance between heart and mind. And now that opens up a new dimensional doorway for our previous cards that I did not see before. If we pull up the love card, this, of course, is an energy of the heart, a beautiful, lovely energy. Venusian. And this card, the wands, the magicianry, this you could consider of the mind. I mentioned how cool and temperate, shall we say, this figure is here. He has it all under control, which is a very mind-oriented trait. And so perhaps he feels as though going through this deep and dark demonic place with an air of coolness and dispassion is what will allow him to transcend his lower nature and enter the higher realms. Perhaps you feel this way as well. Perhaps you feel torn between feeling as though you can only enter the higher realms through a bypass of sorts, a pulling away from the earthly realm and earthly desires, including relationship, love. But then on the other side of things, you feel drawn also to finding your person, your everything, your special one, your significant other. And perhaps this hasn't worked out for you yet. It hasn't worked in the past. You haven't found the golden energy that you know exists for you. Somewhere deep down, you know what it's supposed to feel like, what finding your person is supposed to feel like. You know how magical it's meant to feel. But that hasn't happened for you yet, perhaps. And so you feel as though maybe this route, taking the solitary, calm and collected route of transcending all worldly desires, is going to be your salvation. And what I'm getting is that this Temperance card is saying, no. This Temperance card is saying, you have to treat yourself to both. It's a both and. You need this Venusian love. This love needs to come and find you and live within you, dwell within you, and burst forth from you. It is calling your name. It's waiting for you. And it doesn't want you to get lost in false hopes, in the wrong relationships, in going the wrong direction, in being too invested in something that is not yet fully prepared from the universe as a gift to you. Perhaps the universe has not prepared the person yet It has a lot of moving parts that it has to organize and get ready for you. Everything down to the circumstance under which you meet this person, the situation, the personal development each of you has gone through. All of this is quintessential. And so you need to be patient and have temperance. Don't give up on this energy. But at the same time, you need to find that inner sanctuary within you that is unperturbed, undisturbed from the outside world. This is going to be of great service for you. And I feel as though you have found that place. You know that place exists, and you've visited it several times already. But perhaps you feel as though there's still this need to choose one or the other, because this hasn't fully panned out, and this doesn't always feel satisfying. And Temperance is here to say, please don't give up, but please also be your own best friend and find the inner sanctuary within you. Create your happy place. Create your happy place within you. It also needs a home within you. You need a home within you. You need to be your own home. And that might also be, in part, the divine timing that's needed for this to surface. Once you find a home, or maybe, I don't know which one of you this would be, but once you find your home within yourself, this has much greater chances of showing up for you. This lovely energy of union with another. Next, we have an archetype deck. This reading is getting rather long, rather lengthy, but I would like to get to each deck pile that we have on the table. So we're just going to spend a couple more short minutes on these last few decks as little tidbits to add to our reading here. I think the bulk of the message has already been communicated. You know what's needed. And more than anything, I feel that this message of temperance is just telling you to relax, just relax. Just be with yourself, love on yourself, love with yourself. And just find the goodness both within and without. That's really what this is all about. The relationship is the goodness without, the goodness that you find in another, in the outside world. And the sanctuary within, which can look a lot of different ways, but I would say the classic energetic state of being that would appear to resemble would be meditation. So more meditation, always good, and more appreciation of the outer world is also always going to raise your vibration. But nothing is required of you, dear one. Nothing is required. Simply be. You've already done enough. Just be and appreciate and relax. You're doing great. And here is your archetype. Interesting. We have the victim. This does make a little bit of sense. Light attribute. Light attribute. Prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And the dark or shadow attributes. Playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. So you may have found yourself to be some form of victim in the past. I feel as though we have the alien card, the cyborg card, a hermetic card, and one card with an anthropomorphic being. I would say you may be a shapeshifter, you may be a nomad, an outsider, someone who's not really well understood by others, and I think this might be part of your shadow journey, part of your dragon that you're meant to conquer in this life. Your shadow self does have this tinge of victimhood, and this is not a criticism. This is simply the nature of your being. Everybody has a shadow side, so there's nothing to be worried about here, or even ashamed of. And no matter what archetype you become, you will always have a shadow side. The only individuals who seem to not have a shadow side, according to my beliefs and understanding, are those beings who are enlightened. Enlightenment is the point off the wheel, so to speak, the pointless point, if that makes any sense at all, the dimensionless dimension. It's the place that's impossible to reach, yet it can be reached, but not by the self, which is on the wheel of karma, the wheel of archetypes, the wheel of energy, the wheel of the cycle of all things. And so, we all find ourselves, those who are on the wheel, to have a shadow side. And there is no telling, no knowing when or how you will jump off the wheel. There is no tried and true method. So just have patience with yourself. Be kind to yourself, love yourself. And that's all that's required of you. So with this victim side, just be kind to yourself. Notice when you're feeling in victimhood and just be present with that energy. Nothing more is required of you. Be kind to that energy. Don't try to shun it or pretend it doesn't exist or belittle it. None of that is helpful. Simply witness it and be there for it. Be the hug that it needs. The hug that you would give to a friend who is suffering. Next we have another archetype deck in the shape of a circle. And this is a more esoteric archetype deck, full of symbology, history, and the occult. And here is your card. We have the vision. So this card says your archetype is the vision. Now this makes a lot of sense to me. I feel you are a visionary. You have a lot of dreams within you. We see the owl. The owl is very wise. You are very wise. A very wise soul. You see the faraway things that nobody else sees. You have a unique ability to connect with very esoteric, lesser known spiritual energies from distant realms. And so this is a superpower of yours, and you can lean into this superpower, and it may help you in many ways that are not yet known. I feel as though you've not reached the peak of your abilities, and you've not plateaued. You have a burst of growth waiting for you in this realm of visionary inquiry. And this is a power you will hone in meditation. So this is part of your solitary sanctuary that you are or will be building up. I feel as though you've already been doing this. You've already been drawn to visions. You've had visions. You seek visions. They come to you naturally. Sometimes you don't even need to seek for these visions. They just find you. It's like you're one of their greatest friends that they whisper their secrets to. And so you're very mysterious. People feel this mysterious energy that you have and might feel a little taken aback by it, a little afraid, may not understand you. And this is part of your victimhood story. This is part of why you are placed as the black sheep, misunderstood, and haven't yet found your true love. It's all part of this this energy that you have within you. It's very multifaceted. You're a very complex, multifaceted being. You have depths to you. Depths that most people do not. You are a rare, rare soul. You have unique perspectives that need to be shared. And you will start to love who you are when you start to hone the gifts that you have, including this visionary side of yourself. Next, we have Tarot of the Cat. What do the cat people have to say on your behalf? Cat people have to say. Eight of Wands. Look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful card. They are juggling scepters. Oh, look at those royal, gleaming, beaming, vibrant, vivid scepters. And look at this skilled magician who is juggling them and entertaining his cat, or perhaps a wandering nearby cat. You may have an affinity for cats. I feel as though you definitely have an affinity for magicianship. Eight of Wands. This is fast-moving energy. You're in the driver's seat. You are in the race car right now. I wish I knew a specific name of a race car. Is an F1 a race car? You're in the F1 race car. I hope that's a race car. I heard that car recently. I hope that's a race car. You have high horsepower right now. Maybe this is just always what you've had, but I feel as though now it's gonna really start coming online if it hasn't already. You're gonna start to feel an influx of energy. This is like a Kundalini awakening. This is the level of shifting into a higher gear that you're going towards, that you're becoming. This energy's coming in. It's just coming in. There's nothing you can do. It's just coming in, and you're just gonna have to roll with it. So that is good news, if you ask me. If we put that into the context of the rest of this reading, I think all your gifts are going to be coming online, and they're going to be amplified. You're going to feel potent. You're going to feel as though your consciousness is expanding. You're going to be experiencing things that you haven't experienced before. You're going to start really appreciating your alien side, the side that others are afraid to look at, the side that has gotten you ostracized and misrepresented. This side's going to start coming online in a really big way for you, and you're going to be just in the center of some really just excellent high vibrational energies. And I think that your victimhood, it's going to become such a non-issue. It's just going to be, what was that about? So that shadow side of yourself, I don't think you're going to have to worry about. You know, it may come up again here and there. It may come up now and again, but I think once your gifts come online, it's going to be, what is this? Who cares that I get misrepresented? You're going to be so above any vibration that tries to throw that energy your way. It's going to be completely see-through. It's going to be completely translucent. You can see to the core where that energy is coming from, and it will not bother you. It will not harm you one bit because you're going to see through it. So that's all coming from this pathway. Your gifts, these esoteric gifts, the alien gifts that you're going to be experiencing that are coming online, that's all this pathway. So we haven't gotten any news about the love pathway as of yet, as of recent. Alright, now let's see what the fairy folk have to offer you. They have gifts for you as well. And the fairy folk gift is the Singer of Healing. You are doing some deep healing work, my friend. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, you are doing some deep healing work. Now, that almost felt like that came out wrong because I feel as though you've been doing this work consciously. This has been hard work for you, and you've been working at it a while. So you really should take time to appreciate that, to congratulate yourself even. Give yourself a pat on the back, a little squeeze, a little self-hug, a little self-love, because you really, 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 really deserve it. It's time to rest and restore, because you have been doing the hard work, my friend. And now you're elevating to this angelic level where you are singing out your gifts to the world, whether that be metaphorical or very literal. You may be a musician of sorts. In any case, you are well aware of the vibrational world and how one thing is affected by another on the core level of being. Now, what does the maze / labyrinth deck have to say about all of this? What does it have to say? Ha ha ha! We have... Try that again. Queen of Wands. So there's our heart energy. Your heart is just going to be coming online so strong. Look at this woman. She has some kind of needle or wand in her hand. Look at her vibrant pink dress. She's beautiful. Wearing a veil. And she's letting these flowers just fly away out of her hand. She's in paradise. Look at that castle in the background. Oh, wouldn't you love to live here? I know I certainly would. And she has the most exquisite dress that she has adorned. You can see these flowers embroidered in the lower half of it with this blue ribbon. That is the ribbon of truth. And the veil, this translucent veil, you are emanating these ethereal vibrations from your crown chakra. So you have a lot of lovely energies, this soup of just amazing, vibrant, synesthetic energies that are radiating, emanating off of you. And this is all going to be multiplied tenfold, if it hasn't already, when your heart center begins to gleam and beam forth. When all the cobwebs have been removed, all the dust has been swept away, and the shell that is around your heart begins to crack open and fall away completely. This is aligned for you. This is coming to you. So this is where it's the both and. So you never knew that this alien spiritual route and this heartfelt emotional route, they were actually one and the same. This is the both and temperance. You are meant to have both. And once your heart comes online, every little worry that you thought was important is just going to be swept away as well. It's just going to fade away, and you're going to be living happy, 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 happily ever after. Just like in the mythic tales. Next, our moon message. Interesting. So we have, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. So this is that very potent energy that's making its way to you. This is the Eight of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands. See, you are in control of your creative force. You are learning how to wield it. You are a magician. This is the Love card. This is the Knight of Wands. See, all these wands are coming in. You're really bringing that ability, that psychic ability online of creating your reality, of magicianship, the magus. This is all coming online very quickly for you. And so, taking action, it's just going to feel natural. It's just going to feel natural. You're just going to be doing more, feeling more. Energy is going to pick up, and you're going to be on the move. And it's going to feel really good. Next, we have a message from the Dragon Realm. The wise, esoteric, arcane dragons. And from the dragons we have rebirth. Yes, this is a huge rebirth for you. Yes. So this is the energy of, we have Scorpio here. So that makes a lot of sense. This is a deep and dark overturning. You're turning over a new leaf from the dark energies, which you may be experiencing some of those at this time. These dark energies are just turning right over and becoming the most potent, pure, divine energies that you can possibly imagine, beyond what you could even possibly imagine. Lightning, this is action. This is power. This is you. This is the energy that is going to be flowing through you, if it's not already. 13, this is the number of the new octave. Now this is a proper new octave. If you heard in a previous reading, I talked about the 12-tone equal temperament scale. So there's 12 tones in that scale before we then move on to the 13th, which is the next octave. So you are leveling up. You're going to the next octave of being, and this is going to feel like you're in prime position. It's going to feel very natural. You've been here before. It's just that you've forgotten, and it's just going to feel so good to be back. And now this symbol down here, so this is an astrological symbol. Now, I'm a little rusty on my astrology. I believe this is Pluto. I believe Pluto has to do with rebirth. And I believe Pluto is linked with Scorpio. For a moment, I was thinking perhaps it was Uranus, however you'd like to say it. But I think it's Pluto. So yes, huge rebirth. Look at this translucent egg here. This is like you hatching from the ethereal egg. You're just going to be this wildfire of the 10,000 energies. You're going to have so much potency, so much complexity. No one will be able to understand you, or very few will. And those that will want to bow down to your feet. That is how powerful you are, my friend. This is you, this dragon. This is you. Finally, for our last card, we have the Hidden Worlds. Look at this. We have the Healing Temple. This realm of light is beyond fathoming. This is the realm you will be creating as part of your mission in this life, to create this realm. You're going to be helping to create it. It is a timeless realm. However, it is also required that it be created, and you are traveling back in time to help create the realm from whence you came. Now, if you can understand that, then this reading really is for you. Restoration, cure, safety. So you're going to be going back to the realm, this nostalgic realm which you know and love. It's been deep in your soul. It's been calling to you. And it was offline until recently, and now it's coming back on. Slowly but surely, you're rediscovering who you really are and where you really came from. You came from a celestial world. We see this translucent, almost holographic figure right here. So this is similar to how you were before you were born here on planet Earth. So you're going to be creating this vibration. It's going to live within you, and you're going to be helping to create this place here on Earth. And so this is who you are. If this is resonating for you, this is who you are. And I imagine if you stuck with this reading, stuck with us here for this long, then I would imagine that this is resonating for you, and this is really, really feeling true. So this is who you are. No less than absolutely, infinitely, regally magnificent. Words cannot do it justice. I'm so excited for you. So excited for you to be walking this journey, discovering all of this again, all of this stuff that makes up your multifaceted self, all this magic, all this potency, this love, this light, this freedom, this limitlessness. This is all part of you, facets of you. You're a visionary, you're a creative, you're potent. You transform all lower vibrational energies into higher vibrational energies, so much higher. You will be leveling up people like no one's business. You will be bringing people to severely higher octaves than they ever had even glimpsed. You are going to be carrying everyone on your back in the best of ways. And it will not even feel like an effort for you. This is the potency of your energy. You are a cosmic wonder. I hope this has helped. I hope this has resonated. I love you. I send you kisses of etheric love. And I send you divine light. May the infinite spirit guide you towards your highest